Hello, everyone, and welcome to Minnesota Varsity League's Thursday night stream. And tonight, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Thunder McFadden, and I am joined by the Super Smash guru here at Minnesota Varsity League. And his name is Arnie. Arnie, how you feeling tonight? How's your week been? And man, are you excited for these matchups? We've got three pretty stellar matchups tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to cast some Smash. It's been a long week, been preparing for finals for this week and for next week, and I cannot wait to just unwind, sit back, and watch some good Smash gameplay coming up.
That is fantastic. You know, I like that your main focus is your schoolwork, and the way that you are able to unwind is to come in and cast because you know so much about Smash. It's like it's just like driving a car, just anything that you're really smooth and really good at. This type of thing. I'm glad we have you on the stream. And as we go into these matchups, Arnie, we're going to see some really great stuff tonight. First up, we have Million Max taking on Dead Maniac. Second, we're going to see Captain Ender taking on Tomato TCG. And the last matchup is going to be Noha taking on Busta Wolf. Now, as you look at these three matchups, Arnie, these are 6 players that we have seen at different times throughout this season, and even maybe in the winter tournament that we did. Right? What is your gut feeling as we go into the day, as we look at these matchups and we see what these players are going to bring?
I'm really excited for our first matchup because as we can see, Million Max plays Marth and Donkey Kong, and Dead Maniac plays Sans or Mii Gunner, and some Mii Brawler as well. I I think it's going to be really interesting when I see a Mii Gunner versus Marth because Marth likes to keep his distance, right, with Tipper. And Mii Gunner also likes to keep his distance, except a lot more distance. So it's
Mhm.
going to be an interesting way of seeing how can Million Max close the space between him and Dead Maniac. That's going to be the key takeaway from that game. And our second matchup of Captain Ender versus Tomato TCG is it's going to be fun. We've seen Captain Ender on week 1 of our stream. He's played
Mm.
3 different characters. He's played Duck Hunt, Cloud, and Wii Fit Trainer. And I don't know which one he's gonna play. Honestly, it's gonna be fun to see. Is he gonna rotate between the 3? Is he gonna maybe stick with one more than the other? It's gonna be fun to watch. And we know Tomato plays Dark Pit and Pyramithra. Both characters can really give that versatility that you need to cover and have a high matchup spread, meaning that they don't really lose to a lot of characters.
Right.
And our last matchup is Noah versus Busta Wolf. Now we've seen Busta Wolf, we've seen Violet down air, and boy oh boy is it strong. And we've also seen Noah come in playing Falco and Sephiroth.
Hmm.
Now, both completely different playstyles as well, which is really interesting when you see what you see coming out from a player. You see Noha playing Falco, which is much more rush down, combo heavy character. But then you also see Noha playing Sephiroth, a much more slower character that tends to dictate the pace of the game and to
Mm.
dictate stage control much more than normal, especially with this long sword. So it's going to be a really interesting, just a lot of interesting matchups coming up.
You are absolutely right. Perfect with the analysis, or like as we like to call it, the R analysis from Arnie. Always on point and just perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself. Arnie, you make a couple of great points in there, and the one that I want to highlight and that I like to highlight that you did mention is the character changes. Right? These are all different players that we have seen do either. I mean, we've seen them switch characters at least a little bit, each of these players, right? Some more than others, right? I remember back to a couple of weeks ago seeing that Million Max versus Noha matchup that went to 5 games, right? I mean, that one right there, we saw 5 different stages, and on that last stage, the Donkey Kong comes in to just finish off the day for that win for Million Max, right? So I'm excited to see what type of, and we even saw it too, I think was that last week with Yertle, who was, I think it was Yertle versus Dead Maniac. Dead Maniac taking a little bit of a hard loss last week because Yertle, I remember actively switching characters in anticipation of how Dead Maniac was going to switch between the Mii Brawler and the Mii Gunner, if I remember correctly. Arnie. So I'm excited to, and correct me if I'm wrong, obviously, but I'm excited to see those type of character switches. How are you feeling about that, Arnie?
Yeah, I think the character switches play a large part of neutral. When you're playing neutral in Smash, the simplest way to put it is you're trying to predict what your opponent is going to do, and you're trying to predict how your opponent is going to adapt to what you do. So there's two strategies there. First is, well, how are they going to play coming out of the gate? How are they going to play straight from the start of the game? And how are they going to adapt to what you are doing? How are they going to adapt to your playstyle? And then
Hmm.
adapting to that. So Smash, even though it's a very quick game, 3-4 minutes is an average Smash Ultimate game.
Right.
And the thing about it is that in those few minutes, it's an incredible amount of strategy going into place. You'll
Hmm.
notice habits. You'll notice things that you might exploit. You might even condition opponents. And by conditioning, I mean, let's say opponent has a jump habit. You won't punish it the second stock or even the first stock, but you'll do
Hmm.
it the last stock when it really matters.
Right on. As we get into it, and this is, hey, this right here, this is a matchup that we thought we would see. Marth taking on the Me Gunner. These two characters, as they get into it to try to take control of this stage. Arnie, what do you think this matchup is going to bring for us?
This matchup is gonna be how can Million Max space his moves safe on shield. If he's does an unsafe option on shield, we know Dead Maniac is gonna grab or up smash as he just did. So Million Max has to pay a lot of attention to his spacing.
Sure does. As these fireballs and these bombs are coming in, Dead Maniac so good with the projectiles, as we have seen, one of the storied players in MNVL. Right now, taking some damage from Million Max, as Max going for control of that stage. Look at this edge play. Oh,
Wow,
and gets
wow,
a stock. That was
wow.
huge for Million Max.
Absolutely. That was a side B coming out from Marth, and Marth's Tipper's side B is so strong. I mean, if you're hitting it on the right opponent at the right stage, it's killing at 50%. No questions
Yeah.
asked.
Yep, absolutely. And I want to say Dead Maniac was only sitting in the 60 to 80 percentile range when Million Max takes that stock. That is going to be a factor as we keep getting into this. Dead Maniac landing a few
Oh,
and is going to take us, almost going to take a stock.
Almost. That
Oh,
was great DI coming off from Million Max. DI is when, let's say you're hit to the left towards the left blast zone. If you hold to the right, you're gonna not go as far towards the blast zone. It's basically just basic physics if you think about it, but it's a little complicated.
oh, there it goes. The percentages and that take Million Max, and we are even up on stocks, but Dead Maniac right here in another dangerous position, as we talked about. Anything that really connects from Marth at this point is going to take
Ooh.
a stock. Here it comes.
I mean, yeah. One thing that Dead Maniac is doing really well is playing around the ledge. Typically, if you're at the ledge, you're at a disadvantage because you have such a limited amount of options to do. However, Dead Maniac is really switching up well of doing a normal get up, sometimes jumping up, and sometimes attacking, and then sometimes just retreating from the ledge. He's doing a great job of mixing up what he's doing from the ledge.
And I'm going to be honest, of all the gameplay I've seen out of Dead Maniac, I think this is the most adaptive I have seen between on and off the stage. I'm seeing a lot of between these type of shields, and then getting back to the stage just seems so effortless for Dead Maniac. It seems like a massive improvement in his game over the time that we've seen him in MNVL.
Absolutely. Even just between weeks, we can see that he's improving. And he's taken the lead. He was down by over 90%, but because of his ledge play, he's made Million Max uncomfortable with it. He's made Million Max uncomfortable with having control of the stage. How absurd is that?
Yeah, absolutely nuts. I mean, sitting at 185% seems like an absolute sitting duck, and there goes the stock. But as you said, Arnie, able to switch the tides of things a little bit, laying down some percentages on Million Max, who was in control of this at the very beginning of this stage. Man, Million Max going for control. Dead Maniac taking it away, though, and just,
That was a great punish coming out from Million Max. He sees that Dead Maniac's holding a move. It's going to miss. And so what he does, he just waits for him to miss and then punish it.
Yep, absolutely. And as you have talked about so many times, punishing right
down to
in
the
those
wire right now.
oof, in those frames that are at the end of a longer move. Oh, and who takes a stock?
That takes it.
Dead Maniac. Wow.
I mean,
look at this right here.
Crazy. So Dead Maniac right here is just throwing out projectiles, keeping Million Max at bay. And we see his ledge recovery. It's absurd. Million Max misspaces his side B. Dead Maniac is able to shield, grab, and back throw. Very simple stuff coming out from Dead Maniac, but very effective.
You know, but in a position like this, when there are so many things happening at once, it can be really, really difficult to go ahead and have the wherewithal to get back up, shield into the grab, and make something happen like that. Look, Dead Maniac's character, that Me Gunner, just like tiptoeing on the edge of the stage there at the end of this highlight. It's so good. But that is how Dead Maniac plays, Arnie, is just that, like, living on the edge. You know, and
on the edge,
and the pun is like only sort of intended, like really, I mean that. But as we're going right into game number 2,
this is an interesting character. We've never seen Million Max play Wii Fit Trainer, but we can see that because Dead Maniac had such good ledge play, Million Max decided that he needs to counter with his own ledge play. Marth is not the best rushdown character, but Wii Fit Trainer is great online at playing at the ledge. So now this game is going to come down to who can control the stage better and who is more comfortable. Just comfortable on the stage and on the ledge.
Yeah, you know, I think you're right. As we see this, we have seen, I think it was Captain Ender that we saw play Wii Fit Trainer and was really, really good with the aerial movement, with getting back to the stage. That recovery seems so great. Wow, but that stock comes so early. Dead Maniac.
That was really good by Dead Maniac. He was just catching Million Max's drift. Million Max was not able to land with the way that Dead Maniac kept sharking him. By shark, I mean there's a triangle under the person trying to land. If you stay within that triangle, you're able to punish them and prohibit them from landing. It's the sharking triangle.
Very good stuff as they keep moving into this, trying to... And what stage are we on, Arnie, here?
We're on Battlefield. Now, Battlefield is a really good stage for sword characters, but when it comes to characters that like to have a lot of range, it's unfortunate SD coming off from Million Max. But
yeah,
Battlefield is this type of stage that's kind of neutral, but not at the same time. It's really based on someone's playstyle.
Does that middle platform, is that kind of the thing that really makes it's sort of a different stage?
Absolutely. Characters like Mario, who have up air strings for days, can utilize that top platform and get absurd combos. I'm talking 70, 80% combos, and perhaps killing at 70 or 80%.
Because you're able to get up and you're able to reset on that platform. That's so huge.
Absolutely.
Massive stuff here as we're evening things out just a little bit. Dead Maniac loses a stock, but still up here. And Million Max is taking the damage and feeling it here. The recovery has been really decent, but coming up against Dead Maniac's projectiles, which are so good and so practiced, really, really tough stuff for Million Max right here. Trying to regain control of the stage. They're in and out of shield, and Million Max is just flying all over the place. This Wii Fit Trainer, I mean, how easy. This seems like such a light character. Oh, and there it is, that final stock.
Yeah, the problem with Wii Fit Trainer is that her aerial drift is pretty bad. The way that Wii Fit Trainer is very stagnant, it feels like, almost like clunky. And that's why Dead Maniac is able to capitalize so much, because it's hard to land with the character that's so clunky. It's hard to recover with the character so clunky, and it just makes Dead Maniac's job that much easier.
And look at just, I mean, when you watch Dead Maniac pick Me Gunner, you know Oh, wow. You know it's going to be good.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you
many of these
know,
projectiles land and just they hurt over and over and over. It's kind of that, that idea of just like chipping and chipping away, right? We did also, as we kind of briefly talked about, we did see an unfortunate SD in there for Million Max, right? And so that right there, I mean, I forget exactly what percentage the Wii Fit trainer was running at there, but again, that's gonna make a significant impact not only in the game but also in kind of your psyche, right? Like just knowing that,
absolutely.
oh man, I either hit that up B or I hit something else just a second too late, and knowing that that might have been a difference maker there, or it might have just given a little bit of extra breathing room in the match. I mean, you as a consistent and a very good Smash player, Arnie, what does that do to your mindset?
It's honestly kind of debilitating when you're SDing and you're going down another game and you know that SD could have made all the difference. It's hard. And not only that, but it's hard playing against someone who just uses a lot of projectiles. It's very tilting. It's annoying, honestly. And
Right.
that's where patience comes in. Players that just go in and start mashing are just going to get themselves in more trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned it, right? Annoying, tilting, just how, because those projectiles are controlling the stage. Those those projectiles are either not allowing you to do things or making you move away from things. They're mitigating what you can do, right? It's very, very frustrating. We see this change Million Max to the DK. This is another character that Million Max is very good at, but Dead Maniac is just putting down
No.
some damage here. Oh, almost
Ooh.
dunked.
Almost dunked off the stage. I was
Oh,
surprised that Dead Maniac was still able to recover, even though he didn't land the tech. That was, I mean, me Gunner's recovery is fairly good. Another
yeah,
thing
and
that's,
in the hands of someone like Dead Maniac, very good. Like that right there, anyone else potentially would have had a pretty bad SD right there.
yeah, any most other characters would not have been able to recover deep, from such a deep zone.
Right.
One thing that the DK switch is a little interesting because DK's main ways to approach is roll, or excuse me, not roll, but dash attack and back air. That we just saw a great back air coming out from Dead Maniac.
Mm-hmm.
But DK's options to approach are so limited. And one thing that Dead Maniac does great is limiting options. So that in that sense, this matchup is very difficult. And DK has a big body. I mean, any projectile, even remotely close, is going to hit him.
Right. And I think you hit the nail right on the head there. These two, as they're getting into, oh man, almost another
Another
dunk.
one?
Is it gonna happen?
Oh,
It
he
does
misses
it!
it.
Oh!
Oh, wow. We saw right there, Million Max tried to go for the spike, but Dead Maniac recovered a little bit more to the left to avoid that. How is he going to land now, though?
You mentioned Dead Maniac limiting options and Million Max having to really try to find them.
Wow, wow.
Oh
What a
wow! Look
catch.
at that!
We see Million Max on his last stock now. He's going to need to make something happen.
Yep. Yep, it is all down to this. I mean, Dead Maniac sitting at that almost 120%. If Million Max can get an advantageous position on the stage right here and maybe connect a couple of throws and a couple of side smashes, you could be looking at evening up on stocks. But man, as we've said it, Dead Maniac's so good at using the space on the stage, so good at recovery, so good with the projectiles just across the board. The Mii Gunner is so scary in the hands of Dead Maniac.
Yeah, we saw right there.
Oh!
Million Max lost his jump. He tried jumping out of his disadvantaged state to get away from the projectiles. But then as soon as he air dodged, he was unable to recover.
Oh,
Really unfortunate SD coming out from Million Max.
as we see it right here,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
projectile connects.
he chases him up. See, this was an interesting
Oh!
decision. Dead Maniac decided not to chase him up there. That's a
Mm-hmm.
great way of mixing Million Max up. Million Max
Mm-hmm.
was thinking, oh, he might come up here and try and get another early up air kill. But we see right here, Dead Maniac just sits in the center of the stage and waits for Million Max to make a move. Really, really smart play from Dead Maniac.
So good. So good. You know, and as you said, mixing it up, right? Learning your opponent, learning what they are doing, and finding ways to attack. And as you said, take advantage of someone either that is a miss, right? Or taking advantage of somebody out of position, whatever it might be. Dead Maniac is just so good at that, you know. And I mean, that Donkey Kong, Million Max's Donkey Kong is no joke. I mean, that's some powerful stuff right there. Donkey Kong in the hands of Million Max can be very dangerous. But today it was all Dead Maniac. GG's to both players. But wow, you know, Dead Maniac, that's about as strong a performance as I have ever seen out of him. Really, that was
Absolutely.
exceptional stuff.
That was phenomenal. I mean, right there, Dead Maniac did not look how he used to look in the previous weeks. I mean, even his last time on stream, it's completely different.
Yeah.
He's much more patient. He's making his opponent adapt to him rather than him adapting to his opponent. He's controlling the flow of the game. And that is crucial when you're playing a rangy character like me, Gunner.
Yeah. You know, and was it last week that we saw Dead Maniac? Was that Dead Maniac and Yertle last week? We talked about that before.
Yeah.
I think it was the two of them last week where, you know, Dead Maniac went ahead and I think started with the Mii Brawler instead of the Mii Gunner, right? As obviously, again, a strategic move, right? Thinking that is definitely the route. Today, though, it felt different. It just did. And again, you know, I'm not always the most familiar with everything in Super Smash, but from all of the casting that I have done in Minnesota Varsity League and of these players, said it before and I'll say it again, that is about as put together and as tight as I have seen Dead Maniac in all of my casting Minnesota Varsity League. Fantastic work. Exceptional stuff for game number 1. And that is it. Folks, we are going to take a break here, but we're coming at you with 2 more matchups. The next one is going to feature Captain Ender going up against Tomato TCG. Following that, we're going to finish off with Noah taking on Busta Wolf. Folks, while we go to this break, if you are not following MNVL on all social media, just go ahead and grab your phone or tablet or whatever you got and follow Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, right? So that you know when we are streaming and when we have more content coming your way. The state tournament is coming up and it is going to be insane. So go ahead, follow MNVL while we take this quick break. We'll see you soon. Stock, trying to desperately get back on the stage and make something happen with this duck hunt. Playing a little bit better than last time, but honestly, MRAM just seeming so comfortable using the Isabel in a way that is not typical, right? Being super aggressive. And there it is, the final stock. Oh, just bullying Captain Ender off the stage.
Right off the stage. I did not think he was going to go for that. Wow.
Absolutely insane.
MRAM's a crazy player.
The move is, Arnie. What do you think the move is for Captain Ender here with 1 stock left and already 50%?
I think Captain Ender actually might want to slow down his gameplay just a little bit. I think MRAM's playing a super aggressive Isabel, but he's also, I think Captain Ender should try forcing MRAM into a bit of a campy game style. I think that, oh wow, no way.
Boom!
That was really good reaction time. So what MRAM did right there, he absorbed the projectile and then was able to just reflect it right back. That was really good gameplay.
Steelers back to the stage, but fighting so much, and Small Dash standing in the middle of the stage like, nah, this is my spot. I'm okay.
Yeah, Small Dash has just been controlling the center of the stage.
Look at this.
And that almost killed.
Yeah, this is just, it has truly been a lights out performance from Small Dash. This has been absolutely insane.
Does it hit?
Wow!
Oh my!
Game! That is huge. Small Dash coming out 3-0. Absolutely nuts. Dinosaur doing everything that they could, throwing everything they could at Small Dash, and look at that, still laying down some initial damage here and both of them trying to gain control of this stage. Small Dash uncharacteristically has more damage at this point than Dinosaur, so Dinosaur maybe the right move in moving to Villager as these two do get out in the middle of the stage. Oh wow, Small Dash
is converting or having really good conversions. For example, what he does a lot is forward tilt to side B, which is true. And I think Dinosaur should definitely shield more. You see Small, but the problem is that Terry's frame data is so good, even if you end up shielding his attack, you might not get a punish right out of it, which is so frustrating, especially for someone that's like playing against the Terry.
Right. Yeah, Small Dash clearly having those frames under control and just being that. Oh my, there it is! Wow!
He just did it.
Hey, welcome back everyone to Minnesota Varsity League's Thursday night stream. Tonight, it's all about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Thunder McFadden and I'm joined by Arnie. Arnie, we're coming off a really pretty great game one and we are heading into what is going to be an awesome game two. I'm very excited. We have Tomato TCG taking on Captain Ender. Now, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Captain Ender, somebody that we saw week one and we really have not seen since, okay? Somebody who I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we saw play Wii Fit Trainer, okay? And then we have Tomato, Tomato has taken a couple of tough losses recently. We have seen the Pyramithra out of Tomato. What do you think we are in store for as we head into this game number two?
As we've seen Tomato on the stream previously, he's definitely improved since the last time he's played. Yeah, the last time we saw him, the Pyra Mithra game was extremely close. It went last stock, last hit. That's definitely improvement. And so I'm excited to see how much more he's going to improve. And not only him, but also Captain Ender. I mean, we have not seen Captain Ender since week one. I mean, that's 7 weeks ago. It's anything can happen in 7 weeks. He can be really good right now.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that amount of time, I think, is the best point that you made. And that amount of time can mean so much in making the difference between, you know, where you start off in your skill level, where you start off in not only just your technical skill and the fundamentals, but also what we've talked about throughout this season, which has been that, you know, that how they grow. Right? How these players grow and how they practice, how they read each other, okay? It happens in each matchup even. So, very, very exciting stuff to see as these two are getting into it on the stage. It looks like Captain Ender taking on Tomato TCG. Folks, here at MNVL, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Thursday night. Let's get it happening. We have Cloud and Mithra Pyra. This is kind of the matchup we were expecting, Arnie.
Yeah, this is one of 3 characters that Captain Ender has played, or one of the 3 that we know of. And this is a pick that I really agree with, because Cloud is just a great character online because he has a really big sword. So he's a cool character from a cool game. I mean, not much more you can ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. As these two get into it, Tomato taking early control of the middle of the stage. The shield's coming out and the swords are just flying from both of these players. look at connecting Tomato on a couple of them, making things happen, and now Cloud.
I mean, one thing that Captain Ender is doing that I tell him to watch out for is not to jump too much. As we know, Cloud's recovery is one of the worst recoveries in the game. It's actually very bad. And without his double jump, Cloud is not going to get back to stage, and that's a fact.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and we see that coming into play in so many of these matchups.
Oh, wow.
How good. Oh!
That was extremely
Boom.
early. Tomato was not expecting that up smash right there. And Captain Ender was able to catch Tomato off guard. And he ended up dropping shield. This is insane damage coming off.
Yeah, that was huge, you know, and Tomato sitting, I think it was 110 or 120%, but a
Wow.
big stock and another one to match.
Absolutely. I mean, Tomato TCG just answered right back. We thought Captain Ender might have taken a bit of a lead, but now we see the momentum starting to shift in Tomato's direction, and now we're even again. We're right back to where we started.
Yeah, this is really impressive stuff out of both of these players. Both of them, we can see the improvement on the season. This is great. Look at this. Tomato taking control of the stage, but Captain Ender just, you know, reacting very well. Look at that connect with the projectile. What is that sword thing?
So that's Pyra's side B, in where she throws her sword out to the side, and at higher percents it can kill. But the reason that it's so great is that it takes up space. And another thing that takes up space is that big up B. That hitbox is so large, you're going to get caught in it.
Whew, excuse me, I was sneezing there for a second. Pardon me. Oh man, and this all of a sudden has swung in the direction of Tomato. Look at that.
Unsafe.
But oh!
Great punish coming out from Captain Ender. Tomato unfortunately misspaced his up B. And now, oh, what a spot dodge. I mean, that right there is just reactionary. One thing that players do a lot is as soon as they miss a big move like a smash attack, or for Cloud's example, his limit cross slash, they're going to spot dodge. And so players have to be able to wait, but Tomato catching Captain Ender completely off guard with that big F smash.
Wow. That is huge, and what a dub for Tomato TCG. A hard-fought win, too. Look at this right here.
I mean, the percents are fairly even. Tomato gets his win, though, because Captain Ender is trying to jump and land very aggressively. And that is just unsafe. You simply cannot do that. And another thing that Tomato did a really good job of doing is as soon as Captain Ender attacked Tomato in the corner, Tomato saw that Captain Ender would go for another move, just putting him in an even worse situation. So the best option there was to roll. We see right here, he goes for the down tilt, Tomato rolls, and can capitalize on a missed opportunity.
And it connects. Wow, that is really, really impressive stuff. And Tomato taking round number 1. I mean, man, what impressive work on that stage. And I said it in the middle of that game, but again, looking at what Tomato TCG is able to do as far as taking up space and taking up the right space on the stage, right? I mean, I haven't seen play like this out of Tomato in probably ever, right? This is really, really impressive stuff. It seems like everything is coming together for Tomato right now after, again, we talked about it, after a couple of tough weeks and a couple of hard-fought losses. That one right there going just tooth and nail. Oh, the grind on that fight right there was insane. And finally, Tomato taking it. Man, huge round 1 as these players are getting organized and getting in and ready for round number 2. Arnie, do you think we see a character switch? Do you think that we see, I mean, what are you anticipating as we head into round number 2 here?
I don't know if you'd want to do a character switch at this moment, because I personally really like this matchup. I think it's even and it's good, but we do see a character switch coming out from Captain Ender for the Wii Fit Trainer.
We do.
Now, as we know, Wii Fit Trainer Soccer Ball, extremely annoying move, but it is really good online. And now it's going to be a much slower paced matchup. Cloud is a big sword, big guy, you know, he's a very fast paced play style, but this is going to be a little bit slower, maybe a little more patient.
So when you say a little slower, a little more patient, do you think that these two are really going to have to try to find the other player out of position? Do you think, what do you think kind of the keys are in this type of matchup versus what we saw in the first round?
In this type of matchup, it's going to be whoever makes the most mistakes loses. That's simply it. So you have to not only be able to play consistently and playing consistently well, but also be able to put your opponent in bad situations and force them to make mistakes.
Absolutely. A very interesting stage to this one as we see the platforms coming in and out of play. Going to, oh, and an SD for Captain Ender.
Captain Ender accidentally hit the bottom of the stage, taking a lot of momentum out of that up B. And unfortunately, WeFit's up B did not last long enough for him to recover.
Very unfortunate, but here Tomato sitting at 60%, and you know, again, Captain Ender connecting a couple of really good combos could be the difference maker and kind of swing momentum here as that soccer ball comes out. I always love that thing, seeing it. Oh, and it connects.
Oh, I was really hoping Tomato was able to capitalize on that jump read right there, because Captain Ender was sent off stage without his jump. That would have been a huge opportunity for Tomato to go off stage and edge guard him. But great catch by Pyra's side B.
Oh yeah, that side B again. Those swords come flying across. Whoa!
This is dominating. This is something that we have not seen Tomato do.
Unreal out here.
One thing that Captain Ender is going to want to do is be able to punish Tomato better. It's be able to just honestly slow down the game right now. Right now, Tomato's dictating the game with how fast Mithra is and then how early he's taking stocks with Pyra. And Captain Ender simply cannot keep up. He needs to be able to slow down and honestly just play more patient. I think that's the best way for him to get back into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. As Tomato just, I mean, again, this is really kind of I'm at a loss for words. It just how put together Tomato here is looking on this day and this matchup. It looks just so good. Clearly been putting in the time with the controller. Tomato TCG. Hey, those soccer balls are connecting though. I think that's one of the funniest moves in the game. When WeFit Trainer slaps that soccer ball across the stage, I think that's hilarious.
Great pickup.
And they are just connecting, and we're even up at a stock apiece.
That was a great job by Captain Ender of honestly taking it slower, played much more patient, punished Tomato much better, and was honestly able to just capitalize on opportunities better than he did in the beginning of the game.
Absolutely. And now look at this. Tomato 70, Captain Ender 100%. Wow, this is so tight right here. And
that's it. That takes it. What an early percent. I mean, wow, that move is incredibly strong.
Was that the down B? What was that?
That was the up B. So the down B for Pyra Mithra switches between the two characters.
Okay. Look at this right here. And when it connects, it is just, I mean, and the anticipation here leading up to this, because Captain Ender was on a run of just connecting and collecting damage. Look at this.
I mean, yeah, Captain Ender was doing a great job of slowly but surely making his way back into the game. But we see right here, the mistake he does is after he lands, he goes for an F tilt. And that is a mistake because Tomato is not close to him right now. And because he goes for that move right here, we see Tomato goes for the up B instead. Yep. Captain Ender, instead of landing with the hitbox and then doing another move right after, should have maybe waited and gone into shield. Because we know that Tomato likes throwing out moves, honestly, when he's trying to land. And especially trying to land with Pyra's up B. And I think Captain Ender is going to have to adapt to that, being able to shield and then get a grab or an F smash. And we see no character switches coming out. The last game went very well, I think, for both players. And it should be a fairly even game going into game 3.
Look, that point that you made right there, just how even it was in that last matchup. to be completely honest, when that last hit came, I had trouble seeing who connected right before because they were sitting again, one at 80, one at 90%. I mean, it was anybody's game, and I still think the Captain Ender totally in this thing. We see the Wii Fit trainer really just feeling right in the hands of Captain Ender, but Tomato, what a performance today from Tomato TCG. Unbelievable stuff.
Tomato's
the combos
really
have been landing. The stage control is there,
No jump.
Arnie.
Oh, Captain Ender didn't have a jump there. Tomato could have tried to go for the edge guard and put Captain Ender in an even worse situation than he already was in.
Absolutely. Absolutely stellar stuff that we are seeing now from both of these players. Wow. The platforms come back in. Oh, no. Tomato FD. Whoa. Oh, no. So unfortunate. Wow. And what a great shift in momentum for Captain Ender at this point. Really wants to carry this.
We saw Tomato try to jump and then air dash towards the stage. However, the direction he inputted was to the left instead of up. And unfortunately, he was not able to recover. He would have recovered if he did directional air dash to the top, which is what he was trying to do.
Yep, you know, but sometimes when you're at that point off the stage, sometimes you hit that joystick and it just, I mean, it just happens to be on that line, right? You just happen to be a hair off, and maybe instead of going up because of your position on the screen, you feel like hitting it at an angle. It just is one of those things that will happen, and man, really unfortunate, but wow, Captain Ender, and there it is.
Big
I was gonna say, Captain Ender at 130% is just, like, I mean, literally a firecracker waiting to go off here.
Yup, he was walking with a limited amount of time left.
Truly.
Can Tomato recover? Oh, that was big right there. Because Mithra's recovery is fairly exploitable, and Tomato didn't have a jump, so there was only one way he would recover, and that's with Mithra's side B.
That was fantastic. All of a sudden just recovered and is back to the stage here, riding at that higher percentage. But man, Tomato, we have seen the ability to save kind of percentages and hang here now going down.
Takes the lead.
Oh,
I mean, wow, this is huge for Captain Ender. He's doing a great job of capitalizing off of Tomato's mistake with the earlier SD.
Yeah, truly. What fantastic stuff out of Captain Ender to take advantage of the SD from Tomato and to just go ahead and slow play the rest of this game right here. It is going to take a pretty serious effort from Tomato to turn this thing around. But if Tomato does, then it's going to be a 3-0 and boom, we're all said and done here, Arnie.
Absolutely. I think one thing that Tomato can do is to actually stop using as many moves, because one thing that Captain Ender is doing right now, and it's just a great job, Captain Ender is playing way more patient than we've ever seen, and we're seeing him exploit Tomato's weakness of throwing out hitboxes, and what a great adaptation.
Truly. Yep, 100%. Oh,
what, that hit beneath the stage, that hit beneath the platform. Wow, that was
craziness.
That's absurd.
Now, even on stocks, but boy, Tomato really just, I mean, not quite a sitting duck yet, but really needs to be very, very careful with the next few moves and the next few frames, because boy, that 120% does not look super nice if you're Tomato right now.
No, and the percentage just slowly climbing up. Oh, Captain Ender unfortunately went for the up smash there instead of the F smash. But small pickup, could have won the game, but is still sitting comfortably with over 100% lead.
Yeah, definitely. Now Tomato really just, oh wow, wants to connect a couple more like that. Will it be Tomato's day, holding on at 150%? Oh my.
Oh, the crazy thing is Captain Ender's at kill percent. That's it. Does that he get wow. Wow. I mean, Pybra is really, really strong. Whew. What a comeback.
Unbelievable stuff. Wow, look at this.
I mean, as soon as I saw the launch, I thought that would be it. This is only at 81% from center stage. That is
Unreal.
not many characters can do that. That is
Yeah.
absolutely crazy. One
And
thing
look,
that
and
helped.
I mean, to be able to go ahead and hang in this matchup, right? I mean, Tomato, yes, was up 2-0 on Captain Ender, but really in this particular round, to see Tomato SD like that, which it was, I mean, it was a really unfortunate one. It was just like, I mean, as you said, a bad joystick placement or an unfortunate joystick
Yep.
placement or whatever, and then all of a sudden at a very disadvantaged position, right? I mean, we're talking when you factor in the stock and the percentage, it was like 150% deficit. I want to say for Tomato TCG, but man, I am just jazzed right now. I am just like, because we've seen Tomato fight so hard for so many weeks, right? And now to come out with a performance that strong, okay? And it wasn't just some sort of fluke either. It wasn't just something that like, like there were a lot of mistakes, particularly out of Captain Ender or whatever. No, I mean, to be able to mitigate damage and to go ahead and keep keep the trajectory of the game in his favor. That's what Tomato did, and it was really stellar stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just a 3-2 or a 3-1. It was a 3-0. And that's huge for Tomato. That's a huge confidence boost going
Yes,
into the state tournament next week. That's exactly
absolutely.
what you want. And another thing that really helped out Tomato was that he was at such a high percent. Now, this
Hmm.
might seem a little contradictory, but in Smash Ultimate, there's a mechanic called Rage, which means the higher your percent is, the more damage and the more knockback and launch distance your moves have. It's a sort of a comeback mechanic,
Right.
right? But it's not a huge difference, but it's a slight difference, and that slight difference might have been all it needed to take.
Yep. Yep. You said it. And I mean, seriously though, that rage, you said it, yes, it factors in that high percentage for Tomato, but at the same time, we saw Captain Ender taking stocks as low as 110% with a couple of just like really effective combos. Man, you know what? Tomato withstanding all of it and coming out with a hard fought and well deserved win today. Wow. GG's both players, but man, again, really unbelievably impressive stuff out of Tomato after a tough couple of weeks. Congratulations. Big work and big ups to you. Folks, we're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back with game number 3, and that is featuring Noha and Busta Wolf. As we see right there on the graphic, we're 2 down and 1 to go on this triple header here. Thursday night, Minnesota Varsity League. Folks, I know you wouldn't rather be anywhere else, so just go ahead, fill up your beverages, do your thing. Follow MNVL on Twitter during this break, and we'll be back at you just in a few moments, okay?
Wow.
Oh, and losing one, though, real quick there. Tomato going down.
Wow.
Oh, and losing one though, real quick there. Tomato going down, wanting, gonna want to turn it around here real quick on the law. Oh no! Whoa!
Oh,
What happened there, Arnie?
man. So, Tomato, he went for a side B. And unfortunately, side B has so much end lag that he couldn't use any other moves. And so he just slowly fell down into the blast zone. Up
Oh,
smash? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Wow.
whoa! punishable by law coming out and punishing. Wow, that was just 3 stocks. Yeah, this is getting super tight. 1 stock apiece. Carlitos in that low percentage, I feel like he can last all day. You know, I mean, he's got a full 100% to last at this point, and his recovery is so good.
But I think Magma Block might kill at this point, and the Diamond Sword. So it's going to be very interesting.
Oh, does he recover? Jalapeno does.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Wow. That
Look
was...
at that.
Oof. Man, that is some DLC.
What?
I think Tomato has to shield more. Tomato has to... I know Pit has 4 jumps, but you don't have to use all of them. I think sometimes Tomato's playing a lot in the air right now. And especially with, not the up smash. And
now with those 4 jumps, when you run out of them, is that kind of the comment you made earlier, where you're kind of a bit of a sitting duck when you've used them?
Yeah. So most characters only have a double jump, right? 2 jumps. But there's some characters like Banjo or Pit or Jigglypuff that have multiple jumps.
Right.
And so that really helps with the mobility. But at the same time, you can make your landing predictable. And just as I say that, punishable by law predicts Tomato's landings. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, as you said...
So Jalapeno thought Carlitos was going to jump, and that's why he used the Wonder Wing higher. So it would have caught that jump. And it was actually a good decision because Jigglypuff does like to jump.
Absolutely. Look at this. Carlitos already at 100%, but laying down some damage on Jalapeno, ranging out here, trying to take control of the stage. And is that it? It is. Jalapeno takes the matchup. Wow. Oh, what a win. What a tight matchup today, Arnie. Absolutely insane. Is totally comfortable turning this around. Nice recovery there.
That was really nice by Jalapeno. Going high that time instead of going low. See, he's mixing it up. So Carlitos is having to guess. Is he going to go high? Is he going to go low? And there's a lot of mind games going on here. It's super difficult. That's a big side smash.
That is huge right now. Jalapeno over. Oh, and there it is.
Wow.
We eliminate. That's the game. Carlitos going to even it up 1-1. Oh.
So, there's a lot that happened in just a few seconds. And it's actually really interesting. So Carlitos keeps going close to the ledge. He keeps going close to the ledge to make Jalapeno think that it's going to be safe to get up attack. However, that's not the case. So he jumped there and then jumped again to fake it out and then came right back with the neutral B.
Hey, welcome back everyone to Minnesota Varsity League Thursday night. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Thunder McFadden, and I am joined by Arnie. Arnie, it's our last matchup. Busta Wolf and Noha, also known as Lalabella. This matchup is going to be intense. We know that these players are very fast-moving players, right? They both like to attack from what we have seen on the stream. They're very forward-thinking and active players. What do you think we're going to see in this matchup, and what do you think is in store for us as we move in here?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure because Busta Wolf, we know, plays Byleth. And this is going to be kind of weird because Byleth has a lot of range and is really strong. But Noha plays Falco and Sephiroth. Now we know Sephiroth has a lot of range, and we know Falco can rush down very easily and has great combos. So honestly, I think approaching Byleth, either character could work, but at the same time, Byleth can approach either character as well. So I think it's going to be fairly even.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think it's going to be exciting to see. You know, we've talked about it throughout the day and throughout the season, obviously, who takes advantage of the other person's mistakes. Okay, if there are mistakes, right? Obviously, you know, all of these players that we've seen even throughout the day, like everybody seems just so dialed in. It's really, you know, like towards the beginning of the season, I feel like we had more, you know, kind of like mistakes or misses or things to talk about. We don't
Yup.
really have that anymore because everybody's, like I said, everybody's coming into state tournament weekend and is getting completely dialed in. So it's been exciting to watch. I think, you know, again, going back to what you said about Noha and the characters that he usually plays, right? You know, you're generally looking at Falco or a Sephiroth, right? I think what it comes down to for me is Noha using whatever character that he chooses, right? But using that character on and off the stage. I think if Noha is effective on and off the stage, that's going to be a difference maker for him. Definitely.
I
As we see that
actually agree.
Sephiroth. What's that?
With this, I agree with this pick. This is interesting because just like the point you brought up of recovering, Falco is a little weak when it comes to recovering off stage. But Sephiroth has a much better recovery. So I actually agree with this pick a little bit more based off what you were saying.
Yeah, you know, and I think it was either last week or the week before that we saw it where Noha started off at the Falco and then almost immediately switched to a Sephiroth and then just looked and felt much more comfortable. As we see right here, look at all of these connecting, the sword connecting, the projectiles connecting, those big fireballs out of Noha, also known as Lalabella, right there. I mean, wow. And that recovery, we just talked about it.
Absolutely. And we saw Busta Wolf going for the down air. Byleth down air, it's a fan classic. You love it, we love it. It is so strong and it kills so early. It's a game changer, honestly. But the thing is that, what a great punish. I mean, that was a great down smash coming out. But the thing is that Byleth has a lot of strong moves, but is very prone to getting punished. You can't have strong moves, but have them have no end lag, right? They need to be able to be a little vulnerable.
Yep, and that vulnerability, right, that end leg that we've talked about so many times throughout the season, yes, it can come back to bite you if you are throwing out a lot of moves that don't connect. I mean, it gets frustrating. And it gets doubly frustrating if you're being punished at the end of them, right? So, I mean, trying to slow down the pace, wow.
Spot dodge. I mean, as we saw right there, Busta Wolf went for an F smash, but as soon as they missed, they spot dodged. But Noha knew that they would spot dodge. Oh, this is it. Can he punish? Is this it?
Boom.
At 15%?
Wow.
Wow. I'm speechless. What a commanding game.
Unreal. What's up, Noha? Look
my
at this.
Goodness.
I mean, the curse, you've got, I mean,
everything. There's just so much pressure.
Right there.
There's so much shield pressure.
The shield goes down.
Yup. I mean,
and boom, watch that little
brutal.
projectile just come in. Oh, I'm just like basking in the glory of these like 6 or 7 moves that all happen in a row. I mean,
I agree
really,
with you. This is
wow.
This is insane.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right.
I think Noah's dialed in. I think he's ready for state weekend.
My mouth was open so wide. I was, you know, in such awe. I got to put my chin back up to my face, like here. You see. All right. So now we're good. Now we're great. All right. As we move into round number 2, I mean, man, Arnie. Okay. So, all right. Noha is not joking with the Sephiroth. Okay. What does Busta Wolf? What do we see out of Busta Wolf here in trying to either take control of the stage, take control of the matchup? What is it? Oh, we got a Sephiroth.
Okay. We got a Sephiroth Ditto. This is going to be interesting. Noha is playing the Sephiroth with clothes on, and Busta Wolf is playing the shirtless Sephiroth.
That is right. Playing shirts and skins. That's real old school. That's like exceptionally old school. But they're out there doing it. Okay, so is Busta Wolf gonna come out here and make something happen on Lalabella with the Sephiroth? Because Lalabella has been so good with the Sephiroth, right?
Absolutely, but we see Busta Wolf playing extremely well with Sephiroth too. This is gonna be close.
It's going to be very close. I am just lagging a touch here.
As am I. Oh, wow.
But boom. There goes a stock. We're back into it, actually. Now we're smooth again. It's looking. A couple of curses landed on Busta Wolf. Is Lalabella going to make something happen of it here? Man. Wow, this is what an interesting matchup, and Busta Wolf trying to take it to Lalabella and say, "Oh, you know what? Why don't we just go Seth on Seth, right? Let's go."
He said, "Oh, what you can do, I can do better."
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Oh, he catches it. Wow.
Woo.
I mean, we're even again. Oh.
That is that. Lalabella is not going to take that lying down at all. Noha, I mean, so effective with some of these recoveries with the Sephiroth, right? I mean, just great stuff. Watch that. Gets out of the way of the projectile and then regains the stage control. Look at those curses.
Huge damage. We saw like 20-30% come out. And now Lalabella takes the lead in terms of damage.
Yeah, I mean, just ever so slightly, but also, I mean, between taking... Ooh, this is going to be key recovery, though.
This is going to be huge.
There it is. Wow!
What a great punish.
Stuff out of Noha. What?
That was perfect. Busta Wolf did an unsafe move on shield, and because Sephiroth's up B charged has so much end lag, Noha is able to perfectly punish. What,
dude, perfect. Unreal right there. And there right there, that was the projectile.
Oh! Is that it? That kills him. What insane leg pressure.
Stop!
Busta Wolf cannot get on the stage.
Oh!
Wow.
You're just being mean, man. Wow, look at this.
The momentum is completely swinging in
unreal
direction. Busta Wolf had an insane opening, and then Noha has an insane ending. This is something, I tell you.
Craziness, for real. I mean, really, Busta Wolf did come out strong and landed a few things, but boy, did Noah recover and then just dominate. Wow, just saying, no, this is my stage.
What a
Thank
great
you very
text.
much. This is my stage, please. No. Get out of here. Wow. I'm stunned. I'm really like that. Again, we came off of a really commanding performance in the first round, and then we go to the second one, same sort of thing. This Sephiroth out of Noah is spooky, Arnie.
Yup. And I noticed that in the beginning when Busta Wolf was doing really well, the thing that they were doing was not only being more patient, but they predicted Noah's movements much better. But as the game went on, Noah adapted better. So while Busta Wolf may have had the best initial impression, Noah was ultimately the one who won because he was able to simply adapt. And we see a character switch coming out from Noah, going to the Falco. This is a little interesting because we saw Noah's Sephiroth is crazy.
Yeah.
I would think that you'd want to ride that momentum, but maybe there's a bit of strategy in this.
I think there is a bit of strategy in this as we see some early damage coming out very strong. You know, I mean, honestly, if Noah saw how Busta Wolf was playing the Sephiroth, now that Noah is so so good with Sephiroth. Let's be real. It's not about being comfortable anymore. I mean, Noah is certifiably good with Sephiroth. Okay, but if I'm not mistaken, Noah was a Falco main before Sephiroth. I would honestly have to check with the player himself. But if we're looking at, okay, and right now, look at this, 37-97. The projectiles are landing. Noah knows, okay, I've played against this player for 2 rounds. I'm strong enough to take a stock right now. That's why he switched to Falco.
This is so smart. Noah notices that from ledge, Buster Wolf likes to close the gap very quickly, like jumping towards Noah or maybe rolling in. So what does Noah do? He dashes back, so he's in that prime position to punish the roll in and the jump in. What a great sequence.
Absolutely, and we just see it time and time again. These shields, boom, in and out for Noah. Again, I'm not worried about this character switch. I think Noah, I mean, it's literally like just Noah just kind of like coming home for a round, right? That Falco is just so comfortable, so smooth and easy. Wow. As the damage comes in, I mean, look, these two are almost even percentage-wise, but Lalabella up a stock. Man.
I mean, this is gonna be close, but I think Bustwolf can indeed make this comeback. It's definitely possible. Anything's possible when Sephiroth's in one winged angel form. But Noah takes another stock and goes up by 2 stocks.
Yep. Just connecting there on the edge of that stage, and that is all she wrote for another stock for Busta Wolf. It is match point here, folks, and Busta Wolf has got an uphill battle with this shirtless Sephiroth we got hanging out over here.
He needs to play slower.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, Noah is just controlling the pace with how fast he is. Look how fast this Falco's moving. I mean, you can't breathe.
Yeah, I mean, for real, it just, and 162%, 3 stocks, has not lost a single stock, just keeps laying down the damage, keeps taking control of the stage. Oh, wow, what a recovery!
Ooh. I mean, does he get, and Buster Wolf can't make it back.
Unreal.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Noah.
That is amazing. I mean, as we saw right there, the thing that Noah did perfect right there was just catching Buster Wolf's jump. We see he goes into one-winged form right now. But then, as Buster Wolf is trying to recover again, Noah takes his jump right there. But
unreal. Absolutely crazy.
Jump,
and watch this too, because I think we'll see it again right here. Yep. This recovery from Noah, right? It's in a couple of seconds. This right here. Yeah, look at this. I mean, deep under that stage. Deep, Arnie. And makes it back and then comes out and says, all good. I got this. I said it. It looked like that Falco play was literally just like Noah coming home and just coming, just saying, all right, I've got this. I'm gonna like, I mean, wow. Unreal stuff. Arnie, give us your analysis of what we just saw, you being the expert. Dude.
I mean, what we saw was great, and that was because Noah was able to force Sephiroth into positions that he was uncomfortable with. Sephiroth has a big sword and is a fairly slow character when it comes to how fast his moves come out. His fastest aerial is like frame 9 or so. It's okay, but it doesn't have much range. His neutral air where he snaps his fingers. But Noah was just able to dash back and he didn't overcommit. And I think that's huge. Noah didn't overcommit as much as he used to. Yeah. He's played much more patient. Not only patient, but he sat in the center of the stage. When he could have chosen to go out for an edge guard, he said, no, let me just maintain the stage control. And we saw that multiple times in the first and second game when he played Sephiroth and used his projectiles at the ledge instead of going out to get the kill. And he mixed it up. Sometimes he would go out, sometimes he would stay. Fantastic job.
Yeah. Yeah. Unreal stuff. Absolutely. I mean, we're both still just right, just kind of like put our brains back together after watching that unbelievable performance out of Noah. I mean, that was just like you call it clinical, call it surgical, call it whatever, but it was just, I mean, it was really impressive. Really, really, truly impressive. GG's to both players. And again, Noah, I will say this. This is yet another player who is looking like they are just completely dialed in and ready for the state tourney, right?
Yup. Yup. I mean, these players are not playing how we used to see them.
Oh,
They did something. They cooked up something new in the lab, and
yep.
I love watching this. This is
Yep.
great. Not only seeing how good they are now, but seeing how much they've improved. And
Mhm.
that's huge. You
Yep.
can have a good player, but if they're only good and they never get better, it's worth nothing.
Yep.
But if you have even a below average player becoming really good and great through hard work, that speaks volumes to not only their gameplay, but to their character.
I'm gonna leave you with that. We're gonna take a break. Arnie said it perfect. I got nothing else for you. Arnie, just genius, young man. Straight up. Let's take a break. We're gonna come back with an interview. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this, the culmination of our Minnesota Varsity League Thursday stream. We've had quite a night of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. My name is Thunder McFadden. I am joined by Arnie, and the two of us are joined now by someone who plays quite a Sephiroth and quite a Falco. It is Noah. Noah, what's happening? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty great right now. How about y'all?
Awesome. Feeling great.
Perfect.
Feeling just like, I mean, really fortunate to be able to watch what was some very, we called it very impressive stuff out of you on the stages tonight. So tell us, how much have you been practicing? How do you practice? Maybe run us through that. And I want to know, too, were you a Falco main or a Sephiroth main first? Tell me those things.
All right, so I do practice a fair amount. I usually practice with my boy Dinner Soars. He's also in the league.
Sure enough. Big fans.
Shout out to him, by the way. But I usually either practice with him, or I go in random arenas, or I go to the arenas that some people in here make, and I practice through there. Or sometimes if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just go on like Elite Smash and just practice that way.
Very nice.
I've been a Falco main ever since Brawl, so I've definitely been a Falco main first.
Okay.
And and I was gonna try to main him in Smash 4, but he kind of sucked in Smash 4. So I switched it up, started playing Sonic, because that's who I also played back in Brawl. But then Sephiroth got into the game, and I was super hyped for him. He's my favorite DLC reveal so far, not even close. So when he dropped, I played him, and I loved him. He was genuinely the most fun I've had in that game in like a very long time.
Awesome. That is great stuff. Well, I mean, look, we can tell even just in your gameplay that you're having a great time. I mean, it speaks volumes the way that you're playing out there. Arnie, what kind of questions do you have for our guy here?
How are you feeling going into state tournament week? I mean, last regular season game you're done with. I mean, what's your mindset? Because we saw your gameplay. You look dialed in right now. You look focused.
My game plan. That's a good question. Honestly, my game plan is just practice a little bit and then turn on like some video game OSTs. I was listening to like Sonic Colors and Persona stuff, and just instrumentals, no lyrics or anything like that. Because that just helps me focus better than like a silent room. So I just do that, and I grab my controller and just zone into my TV and just strategize about what I'm gonna be doing.
I feel you. I mean, I do the same thing. Sometimes I have some classical piano playing. Sometimes I have some Xenoblade music. I mean,
Hey.
it's whatever works.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah,
All
tell
right, y'all
me
got
this. So Noah, you said okay, you're feeling pretty comfortable going into state tournament weekend and that. Now, it was either a week or 2 weeks ago that you went up against Million Max, and that matchup went to 5 games, if I remember correctly. Now, that one you lost to Million Max. It was a hard fought battle. How do you bounce back from something like that, and how do you carry momentum after something like that? You had a commanding performance today. What I guess my question is what are you maybe either worried or concerned about going into state tournament? And if not that, what are you anticipating as something you really want to focus on going into state tourney?
To answer your first question, yeah, that was really disheartening the way that I lost, because I was almost able to pull it back, but then I lost at the last second, and that sucks. But honestly, like when I envision myself in these games, I don't like envision myself winning, if that makes sense. I envision myself like not only winning, but I also envision myself like telling my friends, yo guys, I won this, because a lot of my friends are in stream as well, and I don't want to disappoint them, so I'm always trying to play my best for them. One of them is in there too. One of my friends, Lee, is in there. Shout out to my boy Lee. He was in there, and I'm not trying to disappoint like I did last time. And
We certainly did not disappoint last time. I mean, it was close. I went back and I watched the game again. It came down to a battle of super armor. I mean, that's just something you can't really control.
Yeah. And in lieu of preparing for the tourney, I am just gonna practice, and honestly, the only things that I'm worried about is the unexpected. Like, I don't know, like a random SD, super armor messing me up, that kind of stuff, like stuff that I won't be able to predict. But in way of countering that, I also can have I can run simulations in my head to figure out what I would do if said thing happens like that, if that makes sense.
That's all very interesting stuff, and it makes sense coming from you, because we see in your gameplay, obviously, your effectiveness with the characters on the attack, but also the way that you are able to adapt in the game. Very, very impressive stuff. Arnie, what else you got for Noah here?
Are you gonna try and play any other characters? I mean, we've seen your Falco and Sephiroth, and they're both really good. Do you have maybe any other characters you might be secretly trying out?
Sonic for one, because I actually main Sonic for the longest time in the last season, and I kind of traded him in for Sephiroth and Falco for the season. So I'm definitely training my Sonic. You might see him in I might pull him out in the middle of the tournament. Who knows?
All right.
And another character that I'm trying is Ike, because Ike is also, I do like playing sword characters, and I do like playing Sephiroth. He's like a meaty, nice sword. And Ike is just pretty much that. Like, the recovery's not as great, but like there's more consistency, there's more combo potential, that kind of stuff. There's one character that I'm not going to talk about yet because I want to keep that under wraps for now.
There you go. There you go. We're not asking you to divulge your strategy, I promise. Okay, that's safe. That's safe. You keep that to yourself. We can't wait to see what you got next week. We cannot wait to see. Man, what a fun night. Noah, do you have any final shout outs? I know you made a couple shout outs to the homies just a moment ago, but do you have any final shout outs before we get going here?
I want to make a shout out to Pixel. Pixel is the one that I'm rooting for to win this season. So shout out to you, Pixel. And shout out to Michael. I also want you to win a lot. Michael's my homie. Michael's my buddy. Love that guy. Want him to win as well. And shout out to Tomato, because he Tomato and Dead Maniac and what's his name? Monkey Boy, because they were who I was practicing with today. So yeah, shout out to them.
Awesome. It's great. We've hit almost all the players in the league. I love it. You guys are all friends. This is just so good. It's like my favorite thing to hear. Anyway, awesome stuff. Noah, congratulations. Fantastic work. Thank you for being on the stream, and thank you for being on the interview. I mean, really, really stellar stuff tonight.
All right, I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all have a good one.
Take care of yourself, you folks, and thank you to all of the viewers who joined us. Thank you for always supporting us. Go ahead and after the stream, follow MNVL on social medias. Okay, anything, whatever you're on. Okay, Twitter, Twitch, our TikTok is actually pretty rocking these days. So follow us and follow everything that we have going on going into the state tournament next week. Arnie has joined me. My name is Thunder McFadden, and on behalf of everybody here, thank you for joining us with this MNVL Thursday, folks. We're going to see you Sunday. Take care and enjoy your weekend.